The Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations will come to order. The subcommittee is meeting today to hear testimony on exploring solutions to reduce risk of catastrophic wildfire and improve resiliency of national forest. I ask unanimous consent that the gentleman from California, Mr. McClintock, the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Gozar, the gentleman from Montana, Mr. Giaforte, and the gentleman from California, Mr. Gomez, be allowed to sit with the subcommittee and participate in the hearing. Without objection, so ordered. Under Committee Rule 4F, any oral opening statements at hearings are limited to the chairman, the ranking minority member, and the vice chair. This will allow us to hear from our witnesses sooner and help members keep to their schedules. Therefore, I ask unanimous consent that all other members' opening statements be made part of the hearing record if they are submitted to the subcommittee clerk by 5 p.m. today. Without objection, so ordered. Today we will discuss one of the most serious threats currently facing our country, catastrophic wildfire. At a time when national attention has focused on the disastrous effects of multiple hurricanes, more than 8.5 million acres of America has been ravaged by almost 49,000 fires this year. Like the recent hurricanes, these fires have also destroyed homes, taken lives, threatened treasured sites, and cost our country billions of dollars. In fact, this will be the most expensive year on record. Wildfire suppression costs already exceed $2 billion for the U.S. Forest Service. The Forest Service has reported that their firefighting activities already consumed $300 million that had to transfer from other accounts for fire suppression. It is estimated that the agency will need to borrow up to a staggering $600 million before the end of the fiscal year. Simply speaking, the agency's mission of managing our national forest is threatened when firefighting consumes so much of its time and resources. This problem will only intensify unless we act now. 58 million acres of our national forest system are at a high risk of ecologically destructive wildland fire. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Inspector General, hazardous fuels are estimated to be accumulating at 3 times the rate at which they can be treated. It is clear that unsafe levels of hazardous fuels have accumulated in our federal forest. Many are aware of the dire need of active management before more catastrophic fires strike and forest health continues to deteriorate. One Forest Service ecologist recently warned that forest fuels are at powder keg levels. Without a change of course, forest fires will continue to destroy our valuable natural resources, devastate our communities, and overwhelm our federal agencies. Today's hearing will explore solutions to reduce the wildfire threat. We will discuss ways in which active management can boost forest health and how the Forest Service can effectively partner with other stakeholders who share an interest in more resilient forests. Fuels reduction activities such as thinning offer multiple benefits to both our national forest and surrounding communities. These treatments have proven effective at reducing excess trees and vegetation and therefore minimizing fires that reach disastrous proportions. There is also an economic benefit to thinning. Forest products removed during these projects can generate revenue through commercial timber sales, which can offset the cost of other forest management activities and boost local economies. As wildfire suppression costs overrun the Forest Service's budget, thinning provides an economically feasible solution to our wildfire crisis and forest management challenges. Thinning can also increase the biodiversity of forest. For example, thinning and controlled burning projects contributed to successful breeding for red-cockaded woodpeckers in the southern United States. Thinning also can increase available surface water, thereby benefiting salmon habitats, reservoirs, and agriculture. It is imperative that we identify and remove barriers to implementing critical risk reduction projects, actions that my bill, H.R. 2936, also known as the Resilient Federal Forest Act of 2017, seeks to address. Lastly, it is important to acknowledge the need for the Forest Service to engage other stakeholders in combating our wildfire problem. Today, we will also examine ways to improve cooperation between the Forest Service and other partners to promote more efficient and effective forest management. The Forest Service has several tools at its disposal to facilitate thinning and fuels reduction activities with the help of partners such as counties, states, tribes, and the private sector. These partnerships should be more widely leveraged to protect the safety and promote the prosperity of all stakeholders. There is simply no excuse for allowing millions of Americans to remain in harm's way as our forests become more overgrown and the destructive impacts of catastrophic fire continue to spread. Irreplaceable natural resources and human lives are at stake, and we must focus on immediate solutions that are available. I thank our witnesses for their attention today as we work together to promote forest health and protect our citizens from the growing wildfire threat. I look forward to your testimony, and I now recognize the ranking member of the subcommittee, Mr. McEachin of Virginia, for 5 minutes.